Welcome back to the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet Countdown. So today on the Countdown, we just got a brand new Pokemon announced no more than about 40 to 50 minutes ago. And like I said in the last Countdown, we already knew its name, and I mispronounced it very, very badly. Grafaiai.
Grafaiai.
Its real name is Grafaiai, and I should have known that before. But Grafaiai is always a really funny name, so maybe its nickname for me will be Grafaiai. But Grafaiai was barely announced this morning, and we got two new trailers for it. Well, kind of. We got a kind of found footage style, it wasn't really found footage style, but documentary style media caught by that photographer they were talking about. And that kind of went over, it's kind of like behavior in the wild, which was very interesting. And we found out that the markings that it makes on the trees are like traps, even though it didn't really show anything necessarily along that lines. But it was still a very interesting trailer. And then, of course, we got our just regular old trailer that gave us the information that we have. So, Grafaiai is a moody Pokemon with a fastacious... What the frick is that word? Fastacious disposition. It doesn't form packs, preferring to roam alone. It's constantly caught up in territorial struggles with other Pokemon. So, I'm guessing that'll probably mostly be other Grafaiai or other, bug Pokemon, maybe. Because it lives in the forests. Its category is the toxic monkey Pokemon, which is interesting. Got some more monkeys. We don't really get that many monkeys anymore. I think the last one we got was, Passimian and Larangaroo? If you can call them monkeys. I guess they're more like gorillas, apes, baboons. I don't know exactly. Its typing is poison normal. Its height is 2 foot 4 inches. Its weight is 60 pounds, and its abilities are Unburden and Poison Touch. So makes sense with Poison Touch. Unburden, very interesting, very interesting. I'd love to see how that turns out with this Pokemon. It sets up poison traps around its territory. Grafaiai is nocturnal. Once the sun sets, it licks its hands and fingers to cover them in poison, then uses them to draw patterns on trees in its territory. The poisonous saliva is used to paint paralyzed bug Pokemon, which are drawn into the saliva's sweet, fragrant scent. When dawn draws near, Grafaiai goes to collect any incapacitated prey. You don't really get to hear like this very often, I guess. Some Pokemon descriptions do talk about like its food and how it eats and stuff like that, but you don't really get to see that with Pokemon, obviously, in game. So it's very interesting. Alright, so let's go over the other information we have on Grafaiai. When Grafaiai senses danger, its poisonous saliva becomes even more toxic. This Pokemon specializes in using poisonous saliva, which changes color depending on what the Pokemon eats, to attack foes by spitting at them or by slashing at them when coating its claws with saliva. When Grafaiai senses danger, its poison rapidly becomes more concentrated, resulting in a potent toxin that once absorbed will immobilize a victim for 3 whole days. Interesting enough that it doesn't kill you. You go into a coma for 3 days, basically. Very interesting. I don't know if that's going to play in anything in Pokemon. I'm sure they'll probably have some sort of a signature move that's more poison-based, obviously, which would be interesting to know. Because really, if you think about it, it would be cool if it was like something with like almost like a poison version of like paralysis. Like that isn't like just poison, like toxic, but it's like you're poisoned and paralyzed paralyzed, which would be OP as frick, but very interesting. So Grafaiai, I love it. I love the design. The eyes are a little strange to me, but I think they're going to grow on me eventually. It's obviously going to evolve. Yeah, I would only say once, in my opinion. Though I could still see it being a standalone, I do think it's going to evolve at least once, which would be interesting. So, and I hope that this Pokemon will be one that you can catch early on. I do like it when there are some like poison types early on. I don't really use poison types very often, so I'm considering putting Grafaiai on my team. Who knows right now? There actually really isn't that many Pokemon from this generation so far that I've been like super interested in, other than Quaxley. So, kind of interesting. I kind of like Grafaiai. It's kind of cool.